Baby said, dance, magic dance, dance, magic dance. Jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump. Dance, magic dance.
Croeso and welcome to another exciting episode of Tales for Wales, the pod that never fails to be your trash-taily Big Brother Love Island version of history. Okay, are we proper? No, but god damn it, we're entertaining.
I don't quite agree with that. we are the Dan. I don't even know his name. There's a famous Dan historian. Okay, you're right. We are.
But think
the
of
Love
him,
Island.
yeah? Think of him.
Yeah.
You sound
Think of
like me and you were talking on Love Island about history now. Who's that Dan bloke? Who's that Dan bloke? I don't know, there's a Dan in history in there, yeah.
It's just a Dan of money, something like that. It's fucking big
Yeah.
Dan.
Listen, we're pulling the numbers, all right? That's all that fucking matters. Doesn't matter.
Is there nothing better than... Yeah, that's the thing. I just want to say, hear that clink of ice on a glass? It's such a good
don't
sound.
you love
isn't
it? Don't you love
really
it?
do. Fucking love it. I think it's one of the most, like... Oh, it's so enticing. So should we do the old
It's
rigmarole?
safe. It's lovely.
Should we play our silly little dance? Where this is the second record. We're not drunk like normal. Well, Jack might be. I've only had one drink thus far.
Don't fucking out me. Jesus Christ. Just on my sixth can. All right.
Yeah, I'm on my. Well, not even. I had one can. I had one can of cider. Have I convinced you then to move over to the world of Carlin? Because that's what you were drinking earlier.
It's kind of you. It's also kind of just the cost of living crisis at the moment.
Yeah.
In that it is just like one of the cheapest, and
You put the intonation in the wrong place there.
yeah,
went,
cost
of
living crisis. Yeah.
You
Also
were-
did like a question mark as well, which wasn't needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more just like, look, it's cheap. If you put it in the fridge long enough, it's all right.
Exactly.
It's good.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You just stick it in, freezing cold. If I said this on the weekend actually to the boys, I said, like, if you keep it in the fridge at ice cold temperature, it just it's better than any of the other fennel or whatever the other crap you put in. Like I'm really anti IPAs. I just think they always taste like fennel and thyme and rosemary.
I'm
It's
not
like,
keen on IPAs with like, oh, it's a session brew, and then like you go, this just tastes like fucking mouthwash. No good for me.
I
But,
know people love them, but I just think they're fucking. Just give me
Yeah.
ice cold piss lager.
like fair play to you if you love that stuff. You go for it. I'm keen on anyone who wants to drink anything, so don't worry about that.
And
But
if you want to sponsor the pod,
if
by
you
all
want
means,
to, yeah,
change
by all
my
means, we
opinion.
love it. Yeah, I'm fickle, man. You're fickle. But to me, like you said, I just want like weak piss lager. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah. Yeah, I'm such an advocate of just cold shit. It's low in calories. It's light. It's tastes of nothing. You can just drink it for ages. It's not strong either, because like some IPAs will actually blow your cock off. They're so strong.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's dangerous,
They're
dangerous.
just deadly. How you been, mate? What's new?
Well, we've been on pod, mate. Just been with you, mate.
Yeah, just been with you, mate. Actually,
Yeah. Not much. I do have a funny little anecdote I thought you'd
I
appreciate.
love that you can never crowbar these in naturally. You can
No.
never be like, not bad, mate.
You're
Oh, actually-
the one. You're the one who does
Segue
the.
king.
Yeah, you're the one who does the segues. I just say, I'm about to announce that I have an anecdote.
pre-planned anecdote.
Yes,
It's
and I've
so
definitely
funny because
scripted it
I
out.
even said to you what you've been up to, mate, so I could tee you up to an anecdote. But
Yeah.
you were like, "Does that compute? Does that work?"
It's like putting like a plus together on a calculator or something. He goes, no, and just fucking breaks.
Oh,
So-
also, we had someone reach out to us to say that they also agree that Ellis James is stealing our content now because he's stolen two of my anecdotes recently. So I think we should have a new feature where we have Ellis James watch, where we keep an eye out to see if he's done any, if he's stolen something else from me.
Yeah, you
So,
guys can be our little spies in the
yeah.
sky. Fly, my pretties. You can just be like, yeah. Anytime you see you watch this, listen to this one first, always, always, and then listen to his little shitty knockoff podcast, and
Which
then
I actually love.
you tell us, yeah, it is actually good. Annoyingly, so the fucking production values through the roof. But yeah, then let us know, and we'll, I don't know, bitch about it on here. I don't know. If we
Well,
can do
yeah, to
anything
keep you up
much
to
more than
speed.
that, but, yeah.
Keep you up to speed. We did a Welsh history podcast. He's done a history podcast. I told us anecdote quite specific about Christopher Biggins. He tells an anecdote quite about Christopher Biggins. I was born in November, pretty much the same date as him in November, just 10 years later. He was born 10 years before me. He's always trying to one-up me. He's obsessed.
Oh,
The guy's
always doing,
obsessed.
yeah. Oh man,
I play
This year,
five-a-side.
fucking-
He plays five-a-side.
This year
When
for
will it
him is
end?
fucking. This Halloween from him, it's all fucking tricks in it, no treats. It's just fucking
When would
a
he learn?
nasty pie.
Yeah. Oh, also,
right.
our partners, his partner's from the north of England. My partner's from the north of England. How
course
deep
it
does
was.
this rabbit hole go?
Yeah, Jesus, yeah. Where does it end? Is Emma going to say at one point, oh yeah, I was in Peep Show at one point? And
Yeah, my partner was actually. Who could she be in Peep Show? Do you know
she was Saz.
so offensive.
Come lick Lindsay's arsehole.
Come lick Lindsay's arsehole, bar. It's clean.
It's clean.
Drop that in here.
Hey, Mark! Come and put your tongue up Lindsay's asshole. It's clean.
I'm only saying that because Emma has quoted that to me quite a lot because you guys fall asleep to Peep Show sometimes, and she says she's heard that a million times now.
I have to have sound to fall asleep. It's just one of my mental illnesses, and she has doot as the intro to Peep Show constantly.
Yeah.
And I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And then come lick Lindsay's arsehole. It's clean.
It's clean.
Because there's got to be certain episodes that I know 100% every word. So I can't watch episodes I haven't seen an awful lot. So it just comes into this rut of me watching the exact same thing time and time again.
Amy's the same. She won't watch anything she hasn't seen a million times, and she doesn't know off by
it's
heart. Otherwise
comfort.
she can't sleep.
Yeah.
Why
It's
have
a
I
big-
married you and you're gonna marry? I'm assuming me.
Well, my partner loves Jack. She calls him his blood brother. I don't quite know why you're blood brothers, but yeah, we do have a...
I
it
think
is-
we
and
said
also-
it one time and we thought we'd just run
Ran with
it
it.
into the
But
ground,
also-
and yeah, it's still not on the ground. It's still going fresh.
And we've said a million times, you and Amy, you and Emma are quite the level-headed ones, and me and Amy, your partner, are quite the emotionally strong, reactive people. So like we found each other's
I love
partners.
If we weren't straight, we'd just be fucking each other. That's what
Oh.
I'm gathering from this. Yeah,
That was a
gross
bit too
idea,
graphic.
isn't it? That's why we couldn't do
It's
it.
looking backtracking now. Yeah, it's a rubbish idea actually. Yeah, I'd hate
Well, it's
that.
disgusting. Actually, maybe we shouldn't. Yeah, no, sorry, I wasn't suggesting it seriously.
I can smell a roast dinner. I can just smell a lingering roast dinner in this house.
You always do that when you're turned on, didn't you?
I actually fucking love roast dinner. I'm so glad we're in roast dinner season.
Oh
It's,
yeah.
it's back.
Spooky season? Nah. Roast dinner season? Yeah.
Yes, please. Right. So hit us with your anecdote.
Yeah. So this is kind of a weird one, right? But basically, as you know, the listeners might not. I get up quite early every day to walk the dog.
Of course, you're not allowed to go past the school, are you? 'Cause
Well,
you're
I got
staying
to
in
do
order.
a certain route. Yeah, I got to stay a few hundred meters outside of that.
Before the hours of 8 till 9, you're not allowed anywhere near.
Yeah, at 6 o'clock, that's public space. They can't get me off that. Anyway, so I pass the same house every day because I do the same route every morning, right? And every now and then, the parents and kid and or kids, I'm not sure if it's one or more, they're always having some sort of like disagreement, and they're always like it's always over breakfast, right? And they're always like it's loud enough for me to hear from across the road. It's not like abusive or anything like that, but it's loud. So I've started making notes basically. Every time I go past and I can make out what they're saying, I've started noting it down because some of it's
You're not
quite
well.
hilarious. No, but like you know, it's what else? Are you gonna do that
it's
time in the
fodder for
morning?
the pod.
So it's fun. And I was thinking,
Am I not going to
content, man.
eavesdrop? Am I not going to sit in their
also,
lawn and watch them?
It's not like I'm stood there. It's when I'm walking past, so I only get like that brief,
Snippet,
like maybe
yeah.
10, 15 second snippet. And yeah, like you said, everything's content these days, mate. I got to fucking get the listeners in. So I'm going to quote you some of the few ones I have noted down, and this I think might be an ongoing series. I'll just keep doing this, and if any good ones come up, I'll let everyone know.
I like
So
it.
I went past one day. I'll read my notes out exactly how I've typed them as well, so you get an idea of how like sort of quick I was getting these down. Kids crying. That's all we've got. No one wants cornflakes, but that's all we've got. Then the kid was just like kind of wailing before I got it off earshot, and he was yelling, "I just love Cocoa Pops." So that kid was
Cornflakes suck. The only time they're good is when
shit
you...
for a kid. You don't give a kid
Well,
cornflakes.
I got cornflakes in the cupboard now, and I just wait until Emma gets crunchy nut until I don't have to look at the cornflakes again, because I just can't handle having cornflakes.
It's a little
rubbish.
babby. You don't want to have cornflakes. They're a bit of a crap one, aren't they? Right, this is a good one. I don't want this. I want chicken. And the parent went, "Stop going on about chicken."
I'm assuming that's for your sandwiches as well. Not having a
I
little
don't know.
roast
I'm
in the
assuming
morning.
this is always the same time in the morning, so I'm assuming they're having breakfast. I don't know, but like, I just love going. Have some more cornflakes. No, I want chicken. Stop fucking going on about chicken.
I'm fucking obsessed with chicken.
Yeah. Another one. I don't want cornflakes. Keep making noise and you won't have anything.
Oh,
Jesus.
that's just too dark.
That's
Although
really funny.
I think I had that threat fucking constantly as a child.
Oh yeah. Don't eat it then. Don't go hungry, basically. Next one. Say that again and you'll never have breakfast ever again.
Jesus, these have taken a
rough.
turn.
Rough. There's not like, by the way, I'm not walking past this and there's like silhouettes of someone's fist like it in a small body or anything like that. It's all, it seems like it's just a stressful morning routine.
Yeah, we don't
And
have
this
kids,
was-
so I assume that this is every household, isn't it?
This is fine, yeah. And this was great. This is the first time I heard a male voice, right? So I'm assuming the dad. Or just I like to think that even better, just a shag from the night before from Slutty Mummy or something like that.
Oh.
But she said, "I didn't get to where I am today by sitting back and not having breakfast."
The Don.
The Don, and it's all breakfast based.
Yeah.
Breakfast based bounce all the way through.
God, having kids would be so tiring, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I can imagine me saying stupid shit like that if I was sleep deprived and like just my kid was going, "I'm not eating what you bought me with your hard-earned cash."
Every time I do a pod record, I get hay fever. I don't know what it is.
Allergic to a good laugh, you mate.
I'm actually going to do it. Why do I get hay fever recording a podcast? No, of course nothing's come up with that.
Allergic to Wi-Fi, in you mate.
I don't know. I'm on Teams all day. I'm on calls all day. Nothing ever like happens. And I do a record with you, and I get so much hay fever. I'll keep
heard
this
a
all
guy
in so the
in,
listener can listen to it.
Yeah,
So the listeners
can
can know that
sympathise.
this is Strive. Yeah.
It's awareness, mate. I had a guy in work before. He said he was allergic to Wi-Fi, and so he made them buy him a tent with like a little copper mesh in it, so that he could wire his laptop inside the tent. So people came into the office, and he was sat next to them in his tent next to them. I don't know how, true that is, but that sounds bollocks to me. And if he has done
mad.
that, fair play to him. Fair play to him. If you can take the piss out of the system that much, I actually take my fucking hat off to you. I doff my cap.
I doff my cap, good lead. But it's weird. Like, I'd be on here all day. Or I work in the same room. It's not like I'm in a different environment. My dog's not here, so I'm not getting like allergies from that. But whenever I do a podcast, I just get fucking hay fever. If anyone knows, drop us a message. Are you done with any more breakfast-based anecdotes?
No, that's all of them so far, mate. I'll keep you updated though when I get more.
Yeah,
will
I
say
did.
more.
I'd like that. Yeah, and hopefully the chicken agenda can move on. I reckon. Yeah, if anyone has any, if let's send us in your overheard conversations or routinely overheard conversations, and follow us on Tales for Wales podcast on Instagram, and we do have Twitter, but I kind of fucking hate Twitter nowadays, so not really ours on it as much as it used to be.
X,
X,
off, mate.
Okay, so before we go into the episode, do you want to do our weekly review?
Yeah. This is another comment as opposed to review. This from a little while ago. I think we missed this one. So sorry to a guy named Dan Williams. He said, "Just ended season 1. I listened to this whilst I'm welding. And you guys having the crack and giving us our history is great. So I fair play. Great job, guys." I'm saying that actually how it is. So I fair play. Great job, guys. Dan Williams, not so great job on the comment, mate, in terms of your structure of sentence, but we really appreciate it.
Was he unwinding or unwelding? Like doing
welding,
work?
he said, whilst I'm welding.
What a ledge. Well, I mean, you don't need
so he's a fucking real man. He's a
real
man's
bloke.
man.
Yeah, he doesn't waste his time with syntax. He doesn't care about that. He's too busy.
He's too much welding to do for fucking that, mate.
What a ledge. Oh, maybe he can weld
Why structure your
something.
sentence?
Weld
Why structure your
like
sentence when you can fucking weld a bit of metal? Like,
yeah, he can weld our jaws shut if we carry on like this. He'll weld us into an early grave. Imagine we could weld. I'd fucking love that.
God, I wouldn't know where to start, mate.
Let us know what you're welding anyway, because that sounds pretty wild.
Yeah, if you boys are welding something, message in.
Get in touch. Well, so this week's we're going to do, talking of welding, we're going to be welding some of the themes of Welsh mythology to our latest episode, which is Welsh Mythology Part 3. We've done 2 of these before, and we've done a spin-off where we looked at someone from the Mabinogion. But today's episode is going to be like the other 2, where we both bring 2 stories each about some Welsh mythology you might not have heard about, or that you might have heard about, but you have to hear it again. I can't control what we have heard before.
If you don't like it, don't download the podcast. But also please do, because we want it.
Yeah, we love you, buddy. So, should we get into it? Should we start with... should I start with my first one?
Go on then, yeah. Indulge.
So my one is around Devil's Bridge. Now this is a story all about how the devil got turned upside down and got tricked by a woman in Ceredigion town. No, that's not how it even goes. It had to go. No, this is a story all about the devil got twisted. What? How does the song go? No, this is a story all about how the devil got twisted upside down. I got tricked by a woman from Ceredigion. Oh, fucking hell, what is that? Why have I done that? Anyway, listen to this story about the devil.
Oh, it's all a dud. It's a dead. Right, cancel it.
Shut done. I'm absolutely done. I wrote that down thinking, that's brilliant. This is absolutely
it piqued
brilliant.
my interest.
Yeah.
It got me to go, ooh. So, don't be so hard on yourself, mate. Love yourself more.
You get fucking aroused by people talking about chicken. You anything piques your interest these days.
That's true.
Sorry.
I go to a chicken wing festival every fucking year, so that's not right.
I also meant you listening to that people saying the thing you just mentioned then about the families arguing over Cuyard chicken.
Over chicken?
Yeah, you just mentioned it. You said
oh, sorry. I think it's just I think that with cornflakes. I remember now what you're on about. With the kid went, "I want chicken." Yeah, fair play. Yeah, fair enough.
You're upset. You're not enough obsessed with chicken. You need to be more obsessed. You remember your own anecdotes.
I've just proved you wrong, mate. I just proved you wrong in front of all these people.
Also, I realised Ceredigion isn't a town before anyone fucking sues me. I was trying to rhyme upside down with Ceredigion town, so fucking it's a rhyme. Okay, really falling
people
apart.
People calling in, take my town's name out your fucking mouth.
Oh, we're back, baby. This is good stuff. Yeah. So, do you know anything about Devil's Bridge?
I've been there. I know they do a rum that's quite decent. That's not a plug, but they do Devil's Bridge rum, and it's made with, because everyone needs a gimmick, it's made with bara brith. You know how Bartyddi's made with like lava bread seaweed, which is Welsh. They do it with bara brith, which is Welsh. It's not bad. It's in my personal humble opinion, it's not as good as Bartyddi, but it is nice.
Well,
I would
so
say.
Rum,
if you get a free bowl, take it.
It's like rum and gin. They're the 2 drinks you can make anywhere, really, aren't they? Because like it's just kind of sugary stuff and juniper berries for gin. But like for vodka and stuff takes a long time, and so does whiskey, doesn't it? So I think like rum is quite
You can chuck any old shit in rum. Can't
So I'm thinking if we make a Tales for Wales rum. Imagine that, how good and bad that would be. Well, we'll come back to that.
We'd be so drunk on it all the time.
Yeah, but how much fun would that be? If anyone knows how to make rum, get in touch, please. Anyway, so I'm
We're
going to
not going to Google it. We're not going to look it into ourselves. We're just
No, I want-
we're going to rely on the audience.
Yeah. So people who don't know, Devil's Bridge Falls is a world famous tourist attraction in the heart of the Cambrian Mountains, about 12 miles from Aberystwyth. These unique waterfalls have attracted many thousands of visitors since the 18th century, including the poet William Wordsworth, who wrote a poem about the torrent of the Devil's Bridge. It sounds dull, haven't read it, won't read it. But
Sorry, Will.
Sorry, Wilbert. But tourism in the area increased quite a bit after the bridge and the Havod building that's featured there appeared in the Hinterland series. You know that, like Welsh Celtic noir thriller. That area was, so they filmed lots of it in Aberystwyth, and they filmed the hotel and some of the stuff there. The hotel was also presented as like using flashbacks, like a child's home or something. I haven't seen Hinterland, but it's quite creepy apparently. And Hinterland was broadcast to like loads of countries, so it was really quite popular.
Yeah, that was the big like sort of debut of Celtic noir. When I remember that was talked about a lot, because they did S4C filmed it in English and in Welsh, didn't they?
Yeah,
and the English one did quite well.
But I think even in the English one, they use Welsh in it. I think it's kind of a very bilingual they switch.
Yeah,
between
very
the two
accessible
languages.
in that respect. Yeah, I feel it's good. I do need to watch it. To be fair, I need to put money where my mouth is.
I don't know you were betting on it, but fair. Yeah, stick a $5 in your gob. The bridge there, so it's called Devil's Bridge, and the bridge is unique in the fact that there's 3 separate bridges that all coexist together, each one built upon the previous bridge. So the area, like I said, is like a fall. There's loads of like waterfalls and stuff. It's very pretty. If you Google it, though, these bridges are really they look quite amazing. They're like these. Each one's built on top of for some reason they didn't demolish the one previously, so it looks like a triple bunk bed of bridges. It's like it
does look very intricate, doesn't it? It looks strange.
Yeah. I actually went there with an ex-girlfriend, and it was like meant to be a romantic getaway after a rather turbulent period in our relationship. And we stayed the night, and even though it was just like outside of Aber, where I went to uni, we thought it's our getaway night because we were broke or whatever. And we walked around this series of waterfalls. We had a meal in the evening, and it was all going to plan. And then I got hit by the old Trotskys, the old Del boys, the Trotters, the Trots.
Oh no!
Yeah. So our passionate night got curtailed by me wailing on the throne, and I was in agony. And I learned that the tales of the devil being seen at Devil Bridge were not mere fables or yarns to scare the child folk, but the devil was real.
What devilry is this?
Yeah. Well, the devil is real, and it lives in poorly cooked chicken supreme. It came back to get me that night.
Who'd have thunk it?
Let me tell you the original tale of how the first of these 3 bridges got built. Now, according to legend, the devil himself, visited Ceredigion in the 11th century after hearing about this breath. This is so funny. The devil himself visited Ceredigion like he was on a train with his handbag. I'm just off to Ceredigion.
Yeah.
He went in
Mrs. Devil. Well, we've never been to Ceredigion, have we, love? Come on, let's go. Let's stop off of the train here.
Apparently, he went there hearing of its breathtaking scenery, which seems so odd for the devil to ascend from hell to come have a gander.
This omnipotent, fucking sinful being. When, you know what I got to say? I got to see the fucking engineering on this bridge.
Yeah. Well, there was no bridge, so he's gone to visit there first. So this is, no spoilers, but yeah. Like you said, he's from this otherworldly splendour, like this ethereal realm of wonder. And he's like, no, someone must have really fucking sold him on Ceredigion. It's like, oh, you think this is good? Because he's remember, the devil's like a fallen angel. He was once in the palatial halls
of
heaven.
Been there, done that. Runs hell, been there, done that. And someone went, hey, you know the rum's got bad breath in it, don't you? And he went, fucking hell, I got to have a little
What's that? Heaven is a place on earth. What was that? You remember that advert?
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth?
Can it take you on? There's a place on earth.
Yeah. Wasn't that like some travel company?
Yeah, it
thing
was
or
Haven.
something?
I think
Haven.
it was Haven. Yeah.
Ooh, Haven is a place. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. They just saw the word heaven and Haven really close. All right, well, let's go with that song. Anyway, old Nick. Is that what you called the devil, Nick? I think you call old Saint Nick.
You think it was Saint Nick? Fucking
Is that
Santa
Santa?
Claus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Santa Claus.
I think Nick might be a word for a devil. Let's just
Old Nick.
old Nick.
I've
Yeah.
not heard that. Old
Oh,
Nick.
Well, actually, funny we mentioned this. I remember, I knew, yeah, Old Nick is the Swansea Devil, a wood carving of the devil in Swansea. Yeah, let me quickly go on to this, actually. I think when Swansea got bombed to fuck in the war, this church got bombed down. The Swansea Devil, also called Old Nick, is a wood carving of the devil in Swansea, Wales. It was carved by an architect who designed the St Mary's Church, was originally rejected by a committee. Some years later, when designing an office building across the road, he placed the carving of Satan facing the church and prophesied, "When your church is destroyed and burnt to the ground, my devil will remain." The prophecy later came true when the church was bombed during the Second World War, and the Old Nick the Old Nick carving survived.
Ooh.
So yeah, in the 1890s. When he wanted to put it on the wall, he wanted to put it on St Mary's Church, but yeah.
I mean, bit of a fucking fool's errand, that, innit? Can I put a devil on the church wall? Obviously not. Like, it's not going to happen.
We should talk about Swansea during the Blitz, because it was a major target for the Nazis. It was bombed massively during the war. And yeah, there's this story of this laughing devil who survived and looked adjacent to a church that was burnt down. Anyway, that's just one little tangent. That's one of many tonight. Anyway, yes. So when the devil got to, I imagine it wasn't called Devil's Falls then. It was just called the Falls. So, but when he got to this area,
before he went there was no significance. But yeah.
yeah. So when he got to where is now Devil's Bridge, he met a woman whose cow was stranded across the river. Now the devil being the Reaper. Yeah, I know. Just he only came for a holiday. Now he's having to work. But the devil, being the Reaper, saw this as an opportunity to collect.
Oh, there's my Thursday fucking gone now. Jeez.
Yeah, I got to capture another damned soul. Yeah, so now the devil, being the Reaper that he was, he saw an opportunity to collect another damned soul, and in a bid to buy her soul, he said he'd build her a bridge in exchange for the soul of the first living thing that crossed it. So the woman, so in need of a cow, agreed to this plan, and so the devil quickly magicked up a wonderful bridge fit to carry a herd of cows over it. And now the bridge was built, the devil knew it wouldn't be long until someone came to test it out. But to the surprise of the devil, the woman wasn't ready to let a fellow human be damned for her cow's wandering ways, and she took some bread from her pocket and threw it across the bridge, which her dog chased after. So now the first living thing that crossed the bridge was a measly old dog, not the soul that the devil had originally wanted.
Oh.
Which I think is a bit harsh on the dog, because, like...
Yeah.
I hope the devil didn't,
Fucking
take it out of spite, because, like, either way, it's a risky game the woman played.
Damn the dog's soul to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit rough.
So, yeah, he said, any first living thing that crossed this bridge, that's mine. He said, oh, yeah, of course. And then poor old Muttley just gets thrown in there. But,
yeah.
so we just
Skippy,
hopefully...
fucking, yeah. Damned for eternity. Bless him.
Hopefully he was like, well, I don't want the dog soul, so I'm out of here. Either way, the devil was so embarrassed and upset that he'd been tricked by this cow-losing grifter that he left, and he was apparently never seen in Wales again, which, if you've been to Cardiff on a night out, you know the devil's very real.
I love that. He just went, look, I've had enough now. Wales is not for me. You tricked me with fucking the falls, aka Devil Falls, and now I'm not coming back.
And then we all know the devil's very real, and they work in metros. No, that's harsh. We love metros.
Oh god, yeah. I'm pretty sure the bouncer is the devil. If like you pull his face off, and he'd be it. What's his name? Tex.
Yeah,
if he's still in, God rest his soul. If he's not there, God rest his soul. But he, if anyone's been to metros and seen Tex,
you know what a
that's
ledge.
quite an experience.
Yeah.
He loves us because we just indulge his fucking like
ramblings.
basically his mental illness. I don't know. He fucking the one time he was on just getting in there one time Oh, had a good night, lads. Yeah, no problem, no problem. He just went like, I have killed someone.
Yeah, this is a bouncer.
And we went,
Bouncer,
and we
tell
went,
us if
all right, cool. Nice
Yeah.
one. Is this where I get my ticket? Yeah.
yeah, can I get past it? He was a lovely bloke, terrifying. But
Can I enjoy
anyway,
my youth? Cheers, Tex.
yeah, can you not bore me with your tales of murder, please, Tex?
Although he would let us in no matter how drunk we fucking were.
Yeah,
He'd
he's a
always go,
legend.
yeah, go on,
He's
get
one of
in.
us.
Don't worry about it. He's one of our lads.
So that's my first tale, or my first mythology. Do you want to hit us with your one?
I do, yeah. Give me a sec. I gotta pour myself a rum, mate.
Yeah,
Crack
I'm gonna pour myself.
Lube up my throat. Get what I
Me
mean?
1 second. I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, I've got one. It's a little tale, and I've done this in a very different style to that one I did on our first episode, so the demon one.
Yeah.
This I've done quite slapdash in terms of like, I've just this was not how it was recorded in history. Let's just say that. So, this is called the Gwyber of Pen Machno, and basically way back when, some old codger named Rhys Ddewain rocks up to a place called Pen Machno. It's a little village south of Betws-y-Coed, still there today. He's all shaken. He's banging on about some horrible monster called the Gwyber. So one of the knights of Pen Machno, Sir Owain, claims he's the bravest boy in the village, and he'll go out and slaughter this fucking Gwyber bastard and be back in time for opening hours of the pub. Rhys is like, please, bro, don't fight the Gwyber. Don't do it, bro. Please, bro. It's a giant snake with wings. It's covered in slime that'll melt your flesh. It fucking stinks, man. Just don't fucking go near it. Owain, because he's a hard bastard, says, don't you know I'm fucking loco? And just fucking insists that he can take the beast on. Rhys, old codger that he is, he says, no, definitely don't go. Because, by the way, I'm a fortune teller, and you'll defo 100% die if you face the Gwyber. Owain thinks Rhys is bullshitting, so he asks him how he'll die, and then if he's so sure, like if he's an actual fortune teller, go on then, tell me I'm going to die. Rhys says, if you face the Gwyber, it'll bite you on the neck and kill you dead. So, Owain says, hang on a minute then, I'll sleep on it just in case you are a real fortune teller. Don't want to run in foolhardy. And that night, he's lying in bed, thinks up a little plan to find out if Rhys is really like someone who can tell the future. So the next day, Owen gets up, but he dresses as like a dirty little tramp. He visits Rhys, puts on his best tramp voice and goes, oh, can I have 20p for the train, please, boss, please? As he picks up
I just gotta
a fucking
get back to
half-used...
Carmarthen.
Yeah, I just gotta come over me. Oh, my daughter, like, she's dead ill. And just as he's, like, picking up half-used fag butts from the floor as well. Anyone who's been to Cardiff on a fucking, Saturday morning, you all know what I'm on about. Anyway, Rhys tells him, sorry, mate, I've only got card. So Owain turns away, but he turns back and says, well, how about you tell me my fortune instead? Maybe how about how I die? Maybe let me know that. Yeah. Rhys says, go on then. Unfortunately, you're going to die really violently. You're going to trip on a rock and break your neck. Owain, think he's onto something here, comes back the next day and he's dressed in a miller's apron and he covers his face with flour. When I was reading this, I automatically assumed it was like he was whiting up his face, to be like more pale. It's not. It's just because it made it look like he was a miller because he had flour on his face.
It's mad that that's where your face went, where your mind first went.
I don't know. I don't know why he was like, I'll white it up a bit, yeah. But anyway, once again, he goes to old man Rhys. He gives him some spiel, gets around to asking about how you'll die. Rhys replies, saying, keep away from deep water, mate, because I've foreseen your death, and it's death by drowning. Owain throws off the apron, he smacks the flour from his face, and says, I fucking knew it. You're a lying bastard. And it seems like the Gwyber isn't the only fucking snake around here, mate. I thought that was pretty good. That was good. Rhys then says, time will tell. All cool as a cucumber. And Owain goes home, gets his armour and his sword, sets off to hunt down this flying snake. So Owain sets off, and I quote, prods the water and slashes the bushes. Now, you tell me that sounds like the bread and butter of monster hunting, as far as I know. Just fucking poking the water, slashing the bushes, being, "Are you in there, little monster?
Any chance you want to come out and say hi?
You come out and fight you all." But eventually, after enough water had been poked and bushes had been slashed, the Gwybr jumped out and attacked Owain. Owain tried to slash at the beast, but the Gwybr coiled around his sword arm, making it useless. Owain started to become dizzy from the stinky Gwybr musk, and before he can retaliate, the Gwybr bites deep into his neck before letting a limp Owain go. Owain thinks he's pretty much fucked, but he tries to stumble to his feet. But what do you know? He slips on the Gwybr slime, breaks his neck. Yeah, breaks his neck, falls into a river. He's paralysed from the neck down now, so he can't swim. And you guessed it, he gulps his last few breaths of air down before he drowns.
And then Rhys goes, there was a rich bloke from Bettersacoid who tried to cross a river. What a dope, he tripped on a snake and now look at him shiver.
It's a shame, he was a lovely lad.
Drop it in.
It's a blooming shame. He was a brave lad.
Yeah, I have to do it. The people of Penmachno, they found his body downriver. They carried it back to Rhys. Rhys is a little bit devastated that Owain had to go, but now he says the villagers. He says to the villagers, now is the perfect time to kill the Gwybr, because turns out he foresaw that Owain was the beast's last kill. So he knew as soon as Owain was gone, the town would be free to kill the Gwybr. The villagers' best archers were sent to slay the beast, and eventually they find it sleeping by the river. It's tired from its battle with Sir Owain. They launch a volley of arrows and fuck the Gwybr up pretty bad. The Gwybr slithers towards its attackers, but they let loose more arrows, making more holes in the flying snake. The Gwybr gives out one last roar and slithers, bleeding and defeated, into the river, where it vanishes forever. And now, these days, if you go walking by the riverbank in Penmachno, you can supposedly, if it's a very rare occasion, you can supposedly see the Gwybr's eyes looking up from the deepest pools of water. Gwybr is now modernly the Welsh word for viper or adder, and the watercourse that you can walk along in Penmachno is even called the Wybernant, which is Adder's Brook in English.
So we've done a few
my little
about
snaky tail.
Is that from Mabinogion?
I'm not sure. I basically read these, right? I've got a book, Welsh Legends and Myths by
And it's just
Graham
me
Watkins.
and you in there. Welsh legends.
It's just fucking legends. And it's got 80 stories, like folk legends. Some of them, I'm not going to lie, Graham Watkins, I'm sorry to slam your book, mate. Some of them are a little bit boring and a little bit rubbish, but occasionally you get a goodie in there, so I've been sort of plucking from there.
I've got a bunch. So for my birthday, I've got an Amazon wish list. Hint, hint. And I've got a bunch of Welsh books on there that I'm going to use for the pod. But that there reminded me of the Adder Stone, which we talk about in one of the other ones. But like quite a few of the Mabinogion stories, or whenever there's a knight involved, they fight snakes and they fight snakes and adders, and they're
always near water and things like that. Because there's always these themes. Because like you said in the demon one, like the water was often considered like a gateway to the Annwn, the nether realm, if you like, or the underworld.
Yeah,
because
so
that's why you used
the underworld.
Yeah,
Welsh.
So Celts used to like.
But it's also scary, isn't
sacrifices and stuff in it.
It's probably the most place you'd be attacked by something you couldn't quite see. I know we didn't have things like alligators or anything, but we did have snakes and stuff and water, where marsh.
Yeah, but also if you were back in the Celtic times, or even medieval times, if you were a fucking murderer and you killed someone, you probably dump him in a lake or something like that, and if someone found a body slashed up, you'd make these stories up about like some fucking creature or something like that.
Exactly.
It's there's a lot of like running threads through all these things. I wouldn't want to go into a little lake in the middle of the night.
tangent, books I'm getting at the moment, the Welsh Martial Lordships, one called All the Wider Border, which is Wales, England, and the places between, which is like a really good book.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like all the border towns from modern day, from the past, from how like laws used to switch between, in like Hereford, which is in England, they used to use Welsh laws there, how there's Welsh names on that side of the border, how like there's people in like Welsh people don't feel massively connected to other parts of Wales, and they, all those, it sounds really good, and I'm really keen to read more about it. And I'm also going to get this book called The Moon-Eyed People, Folk Tales from Welsh America, which is like when Welsh people went to America, and they shared stories with locals there and indigenous people there, and what the crossovers are. And then the last one, just to mention that for the one in America, one of the stories is a Welsh criminal marries an Indian princess. That's their quote. And Lakota men reenact the Wounded Knee massacre in Cardiff. And there's quite a few things between how Wales has survived as a language, and how Welsh has survived as a language, and how indigenous struggles for keeping culture alive in America. There's some similarities between, like, well, people often look to Wales because it can be quite a good place at keeping an old, and what's the term when it's like it was like an endangered language almost, wasn't it? And so often lots of places look for Wales for how it's done, even though it's still not where it wants to be healthily wise, and it's still only around 20%, but it was on such a decline, and it was on such a, like, it really was close to being extinct at times, that the fact that Wales has survived as long as it has often it resonates with other countries who also have similar issues with it. But that's
like a declining language and things. I can see that. Yeah.
And then there's another one called Illustrated Welsh Folks for the Old and Young. So I've got a bunch of them lined up that I'm really keen to get into.
Mate, that's how serious we are these days. We're reading fucking books and shit.
I know. So I didn't read. I did an English degree, and I didn't fucking read books on that. Just went on Wikipedia all the time.
Yeah.
Just a little PSA to say that this one ran over by quite a distance, so we decided to turn it into 2 parts. So if you want to hear more juicy mythology stories, you're going to have to tune in next week for part 2. Ta-ra, 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 ta-ra.
Dance, magic dance.